There are 5 things that were recently leaked to happen in episode 9 that have me super excited, but at the same time, really nervous to see how they actually pull it off.
Don't get too proud of this technological terror you've constructed.
Warning, I will be talking about spoilers for episode 9, so if you're trying to stay spoiler-free, please don't watch. And while these are leaks, they're from multiple credible sources, so they're more on the probably true side than just BS, so just be careful in case you don't want to be spoiled for episode 9, because there's some major things I'm going to be talking about in this video. So I'm actually going to do a countdown starting with 5, talking about 5 of my favorite things revealed in the leak that's going to happen in episode 9. And number 5 is actually Hucks is working for the Resistance. This isn't surprising, as this was actually leaked over a year ago that Hucks was most likely giving information to the Resistance or a mole within the First Order to take down Kylo. And it's not because he's pro-Resistance, it's more of a fuck you Kylo while he's doing it, because he's hoping, okay, Kylo gets taken down, maybe I can step up as the new Supreme Leader. Also maybe because according to this newest leak, Kylo put someone else in charge, Allegiant General Pride, and that may piss off Hux because he liked being in control of the Stormtrooper program and the next to head honcho after Supreme Leader Snoke. So the newest leaks once again confirm, again from multiple sources, that Hux is working for the Resistance, or rather working to take Kylo down and feeding them information. And at one point, main characters from the Resistance will be taken by the First Order, and Hux will turn on the First Order, or the Stormtroopers that have them, gun them down, and allow them to escape. If you're a Hux fan, unfortunately, he's not going to last long in the film. I don't know if he dies necessarily, but Kylo figures out pretty quickly, okay, something's going on and you're probably the one leaking all this information because you don't want me as Supreme Leader. And I like this just because I like the idea of Hux doing more, and he's so anti-Kylo, which we've seen in the other 2 films. Why wouldn't he be working to take Kylo down? Let's move on to number 4. Kylo actually flies the Millennium Falcon in episode 9. I mean, come on, like we weren't going to see Han Solo's kid pilot the Falcon at some point in this trilogy. So the leaks say that when the heroes go to Pisana because they're trying to find an artifact, the bond, the Force bond that Kylo and Rey have, make it so Kylo can figure out where she is, and he takes the First Order there to retrieve them. The Resistance members that are on that planet are overwhelmed by the First Order, and they're forced to take an old ship and escape and leave behind the Millennium Falcon. That's when Kylo takes the ship and returns it to his Star Destroyer. I honestly cannot wait for Kylo to fly the Millennium Falcon. I've been waiting so long to see this happen, and I don't know, that's like worth the price of admission right there. Number 3, Leia lives on. I'm doing a separate video on this one, but I've been all about Leia living on past episode 9. I just feel like she can be used in other non-live action canon mediums, so her dying in episode 9 because Carrie died in real life, I just don't think is necessary, but according to the newest leaks, yeah, Leia does die in episode 9 on the jungle planet where the main Resistance base is held because it's her time to go at 54 years old. So no other illness or bad thing happens to her. It's just her time to go. Honestly, I don't like that part. I think it's kind of dumb, although I can understand that maybe after losing her brother, her husband, and fighting into rebellion, she's kind of like, yeah, I just want a GTFO. But what I do like is that Luke visits her as a Force ghost during her last moments and tells her, hey, I have one final lesson for you, and we're led to believe he teaches her how to be a Force ghost, and we're probably going to see Leia as a Force ghost at the end of this episode. Personally, I love the idea of Leia becoming a Force ghost if they have to kill her, and her being able to watch over her family and the galaxy. Number 2, Rey is actually the granddaughter of Palpatine. I know a lot of people are going to be angry about this one. I know a lot of people just want her to be the child of nobodies, which technically she is, according to Kylo's reasoning of, okay, your grandfather was Palpatine, he was someone, but his kid and the person that kid shacked up with, yeah, they were nobodies. They did nothing for the grand scheme of everything. So I wasn't lying to you. And I guess they sold Rey off on Jakku to keep her away from Palpatine and then used that money to go out for drinks, and then they were murdered. I'm actually really, really excited if this turns out to be true and Rey is the granddaughter of Palpatine. I do understand how other people don't like that and they want it to be that she has no lineage, but personally, I think we can see a lot of darkness in Rey. She goes to the dark side quickly. Even Luke points that out. Hey, you didn't even try to resist, you just went right for the dark side. She has a temper. She even thinks about killing Kylo. So her having some dark side tendencies to her and being the granddaughter of Palpatine, I think would be really cool. The part I am disappointed at when it comes to that is it was revealed, and I talk about this in my 5 dumbest things, the leaks revealed, that Palpatine actually wants to pass his new empire onto Kylo and Rey, which I just do not think is in Palpatine's nature. And finally, number 1, my favorite thing ever. We're actually getting a flashback to Luke and Leia post Return of the Jedi training. I don't know about you, but I've been really curious how much Jedi training Luke gave Leia before she decided, hey, I need to go help with the New Republic and I have a family now. I can't be doing this. So according to credible leaks, we actually open episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, with a flashback to Luke and Leia training and Luke giving her a final lesson before she goes off to help with the New Republic and to be with her family. And this is the best part, they duel with lightsabers. Yeah, the opening scene of episode 9 is Luke and Leia dueling each other with lightsabers. You know, I said seeing Kylo pilot the Millennium Falcon was worth the price of admission to episode 9. Oh no, this alone is worth it. So which of those leaks on my list do you actually think is really cool, and which ones do you think, Rawrs, have you lost your absolute goddamn mind? This is all just terrible. What are you talking about?
Thanks so much for watching. Please like the video and subscribe for more Star Wars videos.